We call the meeting to order for Monday, March 25th, and we'll start off with the Pledge of Allegiance led by John Chiampa.
Everybody stand, raise your hand over your heart. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Secretary, could you do the roll call, please?
Please let the record show that all planning commissioners are present except for Commissioner Murphy.
Thank you. And we're looking for the approval of the prior minutes.
Mr. Chair, I'd make a motion of approval.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Minutes are approved. We have a public comment section. And open the public comments. Anyone wishing to address the Planning Commission? I guess there's no one here that's not going to address it on some subject other than what we're dealing with today. So I think we'll wait for that subject till we get to the next item. The consent calendar, we have nothing on the consent calendar. And now we'll go to item 2. Subject is Coastal Development Permit, CDP 180010, and Minor Site Development Permit, SDP 180045M, to allow the demolition of a single-family residence and the construction of a new single-family residence over 2 lots and a 5-foot 6-inch tall wall in the front yard setback located in the residential single family 4 RSF 4 zoning district, planned residential development 4 PRD 4, and coastal overlay district at 2-3 Ritz Cove Drive. Do we have a staff report?
Good evening, Chair Donor. John Champ, I'm the case planner for the project. So the project is at 2-3 Ritz Cove. As stated, is for a coastal development permit as well as a minor site development permit. Project, as you can see, is located in the private community of Ritz Cove within the city's coastal overlay district, and is within the RSF 4 PRD 4 zoning designation for the city. The property is improved with a a 2-story single-family residence, and the property located at 2 Ritz Cove is currently a vacant lot. This is the existing conditions. As you can see, the vacant lot is the address of 2 Ritz Cove, and the gray structure on the right is 3 Ritz Cove, and it is the project site. Just to give you a little background on this property, in 2006, a coastal development permit was approved for the demolition of the structure located at 2 Ritz Cove. Following that, on June 26, 2018, in an effort to propose the subject project, the property owner did a lot tie agreement between the 2 lots to allow the structure to be placed over the property line for both lots. 3 Ritz Cove is improved with approximately 7,500 square foot single family residence with an attached garage, and would be the structure that would be demolished as part of this project. The project scope is to, as previously stated, demolish 3 Ritz Cove and construct a new structure over both lots. The new residence would be approximately 8,600 square feet and include a 2-story single family residence with 2 separate detached 2-car garages. It would also include a 5.5-foot tall wall that would be located 10 feet from the front property line. And the project would also include other accessory improvements, including gates, walls, pool and spa, the relocation of the private stairs to the pedestrian path adjacent to the beach, and landscaping. This is the proposed site plan for the project. As you can see, Ritz Cove is off to the right-hand side. It complies with all of the applicable development standards and actually exceeds those as proposed, given that the front yard setback is 20 feet, and as you can hear, it's 27 feet. Side yard setbacks required are 5, and they're providing 9 feet 3 inches, as well as a rear yard setback is 25, and they are exceeding that as well. Next slide. These are the development standards identified here. As previously stated, it does comply with all of the applicable development standards, including height, lot coverage, landscape coverage, and parking. As previously stated, 4 total garage spaces are being provided, where only 2 are required. These are renderings of the proposed elevations. As you can see, it's a contemporary Spanish design, which is one of the design requirements of that type of style within the homeowners association. The project design is encompassing this with the plaster finish, wood trellis, eaves, and walls. They're doing a terracotta roof, as well as a metal windows that are inset to provide a little additional depth and shadow lines for the structure. The design has been reviewed and approved by the Homeowners Association, which the letter of approval was provided in your packet as a supporting document. The coastal development permit is required due to the project's location in the coastal zone and complies with all the necessary requirements, given that it is not impacting any public access or environmentally sensitive habitat area, as well as complies with all the requirements identified in the city's certified local coastal program, including the city zoning ordinance. The minor site development permit is requested, as previously stated, for the increased wall height in the front yard setback, which is proposed to be 5 feet 5 feet 6 inches within the front yard setback. The wall would be 10 feet from the front property line, whereas to avoid getting a site development permit would require typically a 15-foot setback. However, staff has reviewed it. There is no line of sight issues for any vehicles backing out of the garage, and has been approved by the Homeowners Association. Also to note, with the PRD4 development standards that are specific to the Ritz Cove community, a side entry garage can be located 10 feet from the front property line with a maximum height of 14 feet. So there are provisions in this particular section that do allow structures within the front yard setback up to 10 feet, which would be consistent with this. And there are existing walls and landscaping that exceed the 42-inch requirement within the front yard setback. So this is not out of character with the neighborhood. So given all of the staff notations on the project, it is conformance with all the requirements identified in the city's local coastal program, and is consistent with the city's zoning ordinance, and meets all the requirements of the findings for the coastal development permit and site development permit. So staff is recommending approval of the project and is available for any questions, as well as the architect, representative of the owner is available for any questions as well.
Okay, we'll start with questions to staff from the commissioners.
Mr. Chair, I have a couple questions. Good evening, Jonathan. A couple quick questions for you. So I went out to the site, I looked at it, and when I originally saw the plans, I noticed the staircase. Just so I'm clear, this isn't a coastal bluff, right?
Correct, it is not a coastal bluff.
So by just looking at the neighborhood, everybody has, along that edge, has a staircase down to what is effectively like a pedestrian right-of-way or a path.
That's correct.
And so we're eliminating one of those ultimately by doing this, by doing a lot tie and moving the staircase. You're taking away the potential for the one lot that's not developed, or it got demoed to not include a staircase.
That's correct.
Okay. And that's allowed and part of our, okay.
Yes.
And the only other question is relative to the lot tie. Could you walk me through the process if the current owners sell and then somebody decides they want to break this into 2 houses? What do they have to do to do that? Would they have to come back here and get some kind of an approval for that?
So depending on what's being proposed as part of it, whether they were to scrape the site and build 2 new structures, Because of the original permit for Ritz Cove, it's very unlikely that would have to come back here because a lot tie is an administrative approval, basically allowing the development over both lots over the property lines. So given that, any modifications to the building would need to meet all the necessary setback requirements. You know, right now there's a portion of the roof and the building that would be over the property line. So all those would have to be addressed. However, both the lots are of a legal size.
Right.
And
I noticed
square
that there's
footage.
garages on both, so theoretically, if they made the modifications to the house to meet the setbacks, they could theoretically do it.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And then lastly is, do we have a maximum lot size in this district?
I don't believe a maximum lot size. There's just a minimum.
Okay. Great, that was it. Thank you.
So, because it's not a coastal bluff, there's not the coastal bluff analysis setback. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you.
With lots 2 and 3, what's the new address?
I believe it's going to be 3. Yes.
Okay.
3. So through the city's review and permitting process, a updated notification will be provided to all of the necessary parties, including the utilities, the post office, to ensure that the appropriate address is in place moving forward.
Jonathan, when I was reading the letter from the homeowners association, it said this letter does not serve to or represent final approval of any part of the project, and it said the no demolition or construction is to begin until permits have been issued by all government agencies and the city plans have been approved by the committee of the homeowners association. So this really isn't approval, it's preparation to be approved, right?
It's somewhat similar to our process here as far as it's essentially a conceptual approval, similar to what we're giving here. Ritz Cove, similar to other associations, do require another plan review with the more detailed plans. So as part of our permitting process, we'll be ensuring that that final approval is received prior to permit issuance.
Okay. No other comments? Next, we'll have the open public hearing, and we have 2 speakers. Leo Moral, is that correct? Marmol, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
You're
My
on.
name is Leo Marmol. I'm with Marmol Radziner Architects in Los Angeles. We are the applicant, and so we have prepared the submission that you see before you. We're here to answer questions. I'm not sure I can add anything more to the presentation you just heard, other than to say one clarification. The HOA process on the approvals, they do in fact require that we get the conceptual approval. We cannot get a final approval from the HOA until we've already obtained the building permit from the city, at which time we can resubmit the drawings and get their final approval to make sure that the drawings that we received the building permit for are in conformance with the conceptual review. So that's just how the HOA has set up their process.
Thank you.
Certainly we're here to answer questions if there's anything more you would like to hear from us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we have a second speaker, Jason Atkins.
I'm with him too.
Okay. You second what he said, right? Okay. We have any comments for the applicants? Any questions? All right, I'll close the public hearing and any commissioner discussions?
Sure, Mr. Chair, I've reviewed the plans, the staff report, I've visited the site, and, my take on things is that this project should be approved, and I support it. It meets the zoning code, the requirements for a coastal development permit, a site development permit. It's absolutely compatible with the neighborhood. It meets our local coastal program. and set in a way that doesn't have any additional environmental impacts. They're not altering any natural landforms, and conforms to all applicable provisions of our general plan and zoning code. For those reasons, I'd be in full support of the project.
Thank you. Mary?
I concur with what Commissioner Nelson had to say, and then in addition, it's a beautiful designed home, so just a gorgeous asset to Dana Point.
I concur with those things that have been previously said, and I just want to point out that I think the lot tie is great, rather than making them do a lot merger and then potentially conceivably a re-subdivision in the future. So I really like the lot tie solution as well, and I'm in support of the project.
I concur with the other commissioners, and I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion, Mr. Chair, that we approve coastal development permit CDP 180010 and minor site development permit SDP 180045M to allow the demolition of a single-family residence and construction of a new single-family residence over 2 lots and a 5'6" tall wall in the front yard setback located in residential single-family 4 RS4 zoning district, plan residential development 4 PRD4 and coastal overlay district at 2 and 3 Ritz Cove Drive.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Congratulations. It's approved. Next item on our agenda is old business. We have none. New business. We have none. Staff reports.
Good evening. I just wanted to take a moment to congratulate Chair Donor, Commissioner Nelson. Commissioner Murphy is not here for your reappointment. Thank you for participating in the process. I know that's not enjoyable, standing up and getting interviewed. You did a great job. Just want to mention we don't have any items scheduled for the April 8th meeting. So my recommendation at our next meeting would be the regular scheduled meeting for April 22nd. There was also a request to do a new business workshop item to do a refresh on sort of what goes into the process of preparing these plans and analyzing them before they come to you, and go over some of the tools that we use as staff and that are also available to you as commissioners. So I intend to put that on the 22nd as well. And if there were any other suggestions or ideas you'd like me to include, feel free to reach out and email me. I'll make sure I include that on the agenda as well. That's it for me.
Any commissioner comments?
Well, I just want to mention on a personal note that I'm delighted about the reappointments of my fellow commissioners. So I'm very pleased about that. I think you guys have done a fantastic job of representing the city, and look forward to that continuing. I want to say welcome to City Attorney Munoz. Nice to see you, and happy birthday to City Attorney Farrell.
What's his birthday, huh?
Jennifer's.
Oh, Jennifer's birthday. Oh, okay.
For the record.
For the record. Any comments?
I have nothing further now.
I would echo the compliments to my fellow commissioners who made it back on, and I'm looking forward to another 4 years of being part of the process and enjoy working with you guys. So it's an honor to be here and an honor to serve the city, and look forward to 4 more years.
I served a shorter term than my other fellow commissioners, being appointed after somebody stepped down. So I've had less time, but I certainly have enjoyed the opportunity to serve the city and to work with the other commissioners that I respect and appreciate. So with that, I will close the meeting and look forward to our next meeting on April the 22nd at 6 o'clock, unless noted earlier.